Okay, today I am flying from Xiamen to Chengdu, and there's a problem. So, I bought this flight way before I left from the United States on trip.com, no problem. And just like in the States for a domestic flight, you check in 24 hours prior to takeoff. You cannot check in online. There's an online check-in ability with trip.com, but for this flight you need to go to the airline's website, and that website verification is just busted. It says something went wrong. So I tried VPN to Hong Kong, VPN to the United States, VPN to Germany, nothing. So it is now 11:45. The flight leaves at 1:40, and I'll get there if I take a DD with about an hour before the check-in closes. The check-in closes at 1:10. So if I can't get checked in from the desk in 1 hour, I think I'm screwed. So we will see. It's all good though. I mean, it's an adventure, right? This is what I wanted. Obviously I didn't want logistical hurdles. I wanted more like adventure hurdles, but it is what it is. This is reality. So I am going to get the DD to the airport and just stand in line. And hopefully I stand in the correct line, because I've stood in the wrong line a lot of times, maybe more times than I've stood in the correct line. So I will try my best to stand in the right line. I'm gonna get like a Diet Coke or something, and then order this cab and get to the airport. Okay, wish me luck. All right, we got a DD. It was actually kind of hard because it was loading a payment I had to make from a previous trip, I guess, but he will be here in 3 minutes, and it's 11:56, and the check-in closes at 1:10. So it'll take like, we'll have like 50 minutes to figure out how to check in. This is what I mean. It says something went wrong, please try again later. It just does not check you in. Okay, we made it. Looks like there's a huge line in there. It is 12:25. Okay, so these machines right here are check-in machines, but that also gives me an error. So hopefully there's not a serious problem with my ticket, but I'm gonna check in at this counter over here. Okay, I have a ticket. I just had to wait in the line. They only have middle seats, which there's no way to have avoided that, right? Unless I got to the airport 4 hours early or something, but it's whatever. It's gonna be 3 hours on the flight. I don't know, I'm sure we changed time zones. I don't really understand how this time zone situation works. So I'm leaving at 1:40. The flight's 3 hours long, and it's going west. And I arrive at 4:50. So it must just be one time zone difference. It's pretty far though. It feels farther than Florida to Chicago, but I'm not sure how the time zones are split up, but I would have thought I would have got there earlier. Anyway, maybe I'll look it up on the plane if I have Wi-Fi. Okay, now I need to find security. There we go, security. So this is exactly like a Western airport. Identical, except for a lot more coughing and sneezing, obviously. But this terminal is really big, and there's 2 of them. So everything in China is just look at that. That's the terminal I'm in right now, I think. Everything in China is just massive. Okay, so it is now 12:40. It's exactly 1 hour before the flight leaves. So I guess it's still possible, depending on how bad security is, for me to screw this up and have gotten here too late, but it's looking pretty good. One thing about China, if you smoke cigarettes and you live in China, I'm pretty sure you never have to pay for a lighter in your entire life. Every single subway station, here at the airport, the magnet train, any place that has security, there's this bucket outside of every single security checkpoint. And there's like a dozen security checkpoints at all of these, completely filled with lighters. Outside here, near the cigarette smoking area, like near this trash can, there's like an ashtray. The whole thing's lined with, I don't know, 50 lighters all the way down the terminal where all those cars are coming and picking up people and dropping them off. Every single, I don't know, 30 feet, there's a trash can lined with lighters. So China is free lighters if you smoke cigarettes. Okay, so the security process is actually crazy. So it goes way slower. They do a full pat down, like all your legs, touch your butt, everything. And if you have a bag, in the United States, sometimes you have to take like your laptop out, but here you have to take all your every charging cable, every cable, power bank, everything. Actually, what's interesting is the power bank that needs to be CCC certified, they've never checked it. International, this one, never cared, never checked it. But everything has to be out of your bag. All cables, all of it. You can have nothing in your pockets, not even paper. Yeah, it's really annoying. It takes forever. The security lines are very slow in China, which is interesting because it's so safe here and everything has security. Like if you took the train, you were on security. So that's interesting. That's good to know. I'm not taking another domestic flight, not a planned one. If I decide to skip Xi'an, I'll take a flight from Chongqing to Beijing. But yeah, that's good to know. You can't check in on the app probably because I'm a foreigner, and the security takes a long time. So I'm here at the gate, and it looks like you take a bus to the flight. Yeah, you get on this shuttle bus, and I guess it takes you to where the plane is, which is kind of cool. It's very full. I can't imagine that it's just one bus for a plane, right? Obviously a plane fits more people than a bus, so they must have multiple buses that pull up. We're just out here on the tarmac. Plane's taking off. Pai Dui. Pai Dui, that means line up. So it does look over there like some of the flights have the walkway that comes out. So I guess it just depends on what flight you're taking. Really at the back of the plane, and there's no luggage place left. Okay, I'm on the plane. I'm in the very back row, the absolute back in the middle seat, so the worst possible seat. But we found a place for my luggage. I really wanted to avoid checking it, just in case, because you never know, right? If my bag would have got lost, that would have sucked really bad if they didn't get it in time. We could have wasted another day just hanging out at the airport trying to get the luggage, but we made it on the plane and we're on our way to Chengdu. So I'm not the most comfortable flyer. I know that it's ridiculous and flying is the safest form of transport, but I'm very confident that every situation that I've been in where China has some kind of transportation related infrastructure, it's very well done, very serious, and so I feel safe on the plane. As far as the flying experience goes, it's very similar to the US. The seats are basically the same. The stewardesses, have like a nice outfit on, and I think that the bus thing's kind of cool, right? Like, they can probably get a lot more flights out of the airport because not every single plane needs to be at the terminal. So I don't know if all the airports are like this in China, but this seems like a pretty good setup. So It's about 3 hours and 10 minutes to Chengdu, and we're gonna get there right before 5 p.m. So by the time we get to the hotel, it's gonna be dark. As far as the hotel goes, what I've been doing is on trip.com, which if you've watched the other videos, trip.com is the foreigner interface for the official Chinese. It's not a government website, but it's like corporatism, if you know what that means. Like it's a public-private partnership where the Chinese government partners with a private company, and the native Chinese version of that is called C-Trip. So if you go on C-Trip, they have everything like high-speed rail, train tickets. I think hotels are on C-Trip, and Trip.com is the foreigner interface for it, and it's excellent. You can do everything there. You can buy tickets to the museum. You can buy a flight. It interfaces with the airline. So what I've been doing whenever I go to a new city is on Trip.com. When you look up where you want to stay in a hotel, you can select a location, and it's ordered by the popularity. And so I've just been selecting the top popular hotel location, which is usually the best place. We haven't missed so far. The one in Hangzhou was a good location, but it was a really weird way to get to the hotel. If you haven't seen that video, basically you go under 2 separate underpasses, and the hotel is within the core. The hotel's one big floor. Huge floor, and it's within the core of this mall kind of thing. Not like a nice luxury mall, but like a mall that sells like fish tanks, and there's a really shady nightclub in there, and every room is inside the building, so there's no windows. But the rooms were nice, and it was in a good location. It was just very strange. Anyway, moving on. That's what I did in Chengdu. So I just selected the most popular area, and then I sorted by reviews, and I think I paid the default price was $37 US per night, and then I upgraded it to the premium or whatever for just $4 more. So I paid $41 a night for this hotel, and it seems like it's in a really cool location. So as soon as we get there, obviously we're going to check out the hotel, but that's the update. I'm not sure if we're going to film during the flight. There's really nothing to see, and I'm excited. Chengdu is it's either the most anticipated that I wanted to go to, or the second most. I wanted to see Beijing for sure, Chengdu, and I actually wasn't that excited about Shanghai, but now that I've been there, I don't know what will top Shanghai. Shanghai blew my mind, obviously. Anybody who's been to Shanghai probably is laughing, because if you go there and you've never been to Shanghai, I'm sure it shocks every single person, because that city is just unbelievable. But yeah, I'm really excited to see Chengdu. So unless we get invited to take the Chinese space travel, which I don't think we will, I think that marks every single form of transport in China, right? We've walked, we've rode the bike, taken the bus, taken the elevated bus, the metro, the high-speed train. I haven't taken a K train, what they call a hard sleeper. I don't think that we can practically take one, which is the slowest train. The G train's the fastest, the G train is the middle, and the K train is the K train is like a train in America, like an Amtrak. So we've taken the G train, the D train, taken a cab, the premium one, the regular one. I haven't taken a regular cab like a taxi, so we got to do that. I'll take a taxi, maybe now. I'll take a taxi in one of these cities for sure, and then that'll mark every single form of transport. But so that was our first domestic flight in China. It was exactly the same experience as an American flight, except you get a meal here in coach, which you don't get that in the United States unless it's very long. Well, actually, never. Like, I flew from Orlando to LA on the way to China, and I didn't get a meal in the flight. So we're in Chengdu now. This is really cool. It's not as mountainy as I thought. Maybe the mountains are a little further away, because Mount Gunga is here. Mount Gunga is the deadliest mountain. Like, for the amount of people that try to climb it, the most people have died climbing Mount Gunga. And Mount Gunga is here in Chengdu, China. And there's actually a hiking path. Obviously, it's not the climbing the mountain. I'm not going to do that. But there's a mountain path in the Mount Gunga region that I was really considering doing, but I would have to take more gear because I have jeans basically, and you need like actual kind of thermal gear basically, and real hiking shoes. So I'm not going to do that. That would have been really cool, but if I do a return trip to China, I think I am actually going to try to attempt that, to do not attempt Mount Gong obviously, but the hiking path. So I got a hotel this morning when I was in Xiamen for Chengdu, and I'm just going to figure out how to get there. While I was waiting on the plane to deboard, because we were in the very back, I set up the metro. It was I use Alipay for that one. I'm sure you can use WeChat, but Alipay, the number of clicks from opening the app to swiping your QR code is less, and you're often in like a huge crowd, so it's faster and a lot more convenient to use Alipay, in my experience, for the metro specifically. So we're going to take the metro to the hotel and explore around. I'm really excited to explore Chengdu, and the guy and the woman next to me, they weren't together. I was in the middle seat, and the two neighbors I had were really cool. One guy is from the way, way, way west of China, like more west than Urumqi, which in my last video I was talking about that I really want to go there. And it looks like, if you've ever seen photos from like Iran, where it's just massive mountains and lakes and stuff, it looks like that. But it's really far away, so I don't know if I'm going to do it on this trip. I still can call an audible and do one. I can trade out Xi'an for a different city before Beijing, but I don't think I can go that far west, right? That would eat. I did probably a 6-hour flight from here, and then from there to Beijing would be, I don't know, very far. But they were really cool, and she was helping me with my Chinese, and she even asked for the YouTube link. So if you're seeing this, hey, what's up? Thank you for being so friendly to me, and I hope that you enjoyed the video if you get to watch it. And we're WeChat friends, so that's great. All right, I'm now going to figure out how to get out of here. I'm probably walking in the wrong direction, but yeah, on to the hotel. There's a neon light to tell you where to stand. I think this is the way to the metro. I mean, we're exiting the airport, so let's just see where this goes. There's a cat in this bag here.
Flight TX8965.
Okay, so yeah, the airport is really far away from the city center. So with a taxi, it is 1 hour and 15 minutes driving. And with the train, it's 1 hour and 15 minutes driving. So we're gonna take the metro, and yeah, for 1 hour. So I didn't realize how far. I guess it doesn't matter, right? But yeah, so I'm gonna be on the train for a while. So I guess I'll do some more video editing. I'm gonna throw away these mian bao, that's bread. I'm not gonna eat that dry. The guy next to me, who was really nice, told me that it sucks. So, and also I don't need to eat more bread after we had all that McDonald's garbage yesterday. Which, if you haven't seen that, watch that video. It was cool. It was like a fried chicken McDonald's. So here's the line 18 I'm taking now. Onto the Chengdu metro. It may actually be faster. So apparently this line that we're taking is an express train. So it stops at the terminals and then goes all the way, which would have been 10 stops, skips them all, and goes to South Railway Station, which is our connecting train that goes into the city, so that's a bonus. I think we might be there faster than a car. Okay, that was way faster than 45 minutes. It was about 25 minutes, and now we're at the South Railway Station, and I need to transfer to Line 1 towards Wei Jianian. So I'm gonna transfer now, and then it's like 6 stops, and I'm at the hotel. Also, somebody from YouTube commented that the world's largest interior building is here in Chengdu, and it's like an enormous mall. If you've seen the other videos, I've done a lot of malls, but the world's largest building, I gotta do that. I gotta check that out and walk through it. And it's got a water park in it and like hotels in the mall. So also look, they have the hot dog tiles. If you saw my last video in Xiamen, these tiles are the bane of my existence. That's funny. So they're definitely, okay, so this proves that it's not specifically for bikes. This proves it, because this is walking only. So it must be decorative, because this is also interior, so it's not like a rain thing. They must just think that the accented hot dog tiles look good, but they suck for riding the bike. Basically, in the last video, if you didn't see it, those vertical elongated hot dog things, those tiles are all over the bike lanes here. And if you're like a cyclist and you ride bikes, you know that anything like vertically parallel aligned with the direction that you're cycling sucks. It'll catch your tires, and it's really hard to hold control of the bike with it. And they're everywhere here. So you're like, I'm trying to film with one hand and hold on with the other, and these hot dog tiles are sliding me around and I'm fishtailing. It's actually kind of fun, but I don't want to bust my head while I'm in a foreign country. I can go left or straight. I choose left. I'm trying to get to Line 1. So we're going to follow this crowd. It looks like another train station that empties into a mall, possibly. A lot of metros in China, I've noticed, they empty into luxury malls. Many, many of them. There was 2 in Nanjing. There was at least 2 in Hangzhou, maybe more. And then in Shanghai, there was more than that. But this might be the same situation where there's a mall here. The station is massive. So it says Line 1 is down. Oh, I see. So the exit, Line 7. It's very confusing. So that is an exit to Line 1. Where's the entrance? Oh, here's an entrance. There's a lot more police presence in Chengdu, in the metro, than there were in the other cities. This train is absolutely packed full of people, like shoulder to shoulder. Uh-oh. Okay, that's a lot of people. That might be the most crowded train I think we've taken so far. But I'm out of it. And I couldn't even film getting out of the train because I had to like lift my backpack and my luggage at the same time. Anyway, we're out of there. I think the hotel is very close, so I'm gonna leave this train station and find where that is. Also, it's 6 p.m. here, getting off this last train stop. And it's actually 7 because I think we lost an hour with the time zone change. And I've had 0 calories today. Like my Invisalign braces are still in. Haven't eaten one thing, and haven't drank water either, which is really stupid. So I should probably do one or both of those things relatively soon after we get out of the hotel. Maybe I'll open that snack thing that they gave me on the plane and I'll film what's in it just to check it out. I think it's like some kind of fish sandwich. So maybe I'll take a bite and then throw the rest of it out or something. But yeah, I need to figure, this is a really big terminal and it's a big circle. There's not just one exit, so I'm gonna get lost right now. Corn bear. It's a cups of corn and meat you can get. That actually sounds pretty good. My navigation app literally says exit to unnamed road. So we're on our own. I'm just gonna get outside and see if it'll get like a signal or something. So the exits are named with letters F, G. So they don't say road names, which usually the other cities have done. So we're just gonna take F. Okay, there's outside. Wait, that's not a, I think this might be a mall. I think we're inside still. it's like a mall, I guess you'd call it. It's cold in here, so I think it's semi outdoors. There's definitely the regular outdoor air. Oh yeah, look at this. It opens up to a big open courtyard here. Must be Tianfu Square. So we're in the middle of this downtown area with this massive statue, obelisk. I'm not sure what you call it. Maybe it's a fountain. Wow, our first view. There's a Lamborghini building. First view of Chengdu. Pretty cool. It's cold here, probably like Hangzhou, I guess. It's not as cold as it was in Shanghai or Nanjing, but it's colder than Xiamen for sure. Okay, I'm gonna walk up the escalator and see if I can figure out the way to the hotel. More police presence. There was one at the bottom too. Wow, there's a big statue of Mao. I gotta walk over to that. Wow. Look at this square. I hope the camera's really doing it justice. It's massive. Really big. Cool. I think that was a monk. Okay, this city is different. This is a cool city. Oh no, I don't think I can walk over there. It looks like it's blocked off by the police. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I'm gonna go around. I don't want to risk it. There's more police presence behind me. I didn't film them, but they're setting up like barricades or something, it seems like. And the topi area, I guess you'd call it, like the lawn around this square is immaculate. It's like perfectly trimmed, flowers and bushes and stuff. I'm gonna see if I can make this side of this crossing. It's hard to tell on the camera, but it's probably 40 feet tall. And it's got these perfectly well-kept flowers in front of it. And behind this is a science and technology museum that maybe I'll check that out tomorrow. And I'm really curious to know what this building is. So it looks almost like an amphitheater. It's a massive, sort of like modern architecture square with vertically aligned LEDs all around it and like this massive opening in the center of it. It's a really cool looking building. I don't know if you can see it behind me. I didn't want to film it, but there's a huge military police, I guess police presence near that museum, and there's like a tank. I don't remember from Call of Duty what you call it, but it's like a mobile unit carrier, like a SWAT tank that's like massively armored, and there's cops all around it, and it's like roped off. So I don't know what's going on, if this is like just everyday rush hour traffic police presence, but there's a lot of police, and these are like the serious ones, like the SWAT guys, and there's like this tank out there. So I don't know what's going down, but Also, I walked the wrong direction, so I'm going to use that opportunity to film this crazy square building here, right here. So as far as the places that I've been, on the scale of like grand Chinese display, this has got to be it. Like Pudong was big, but it was, you know, mostly businesses. The Bund was very big, but this is like really kind of impressive, like blowing my mind right now. It's like the level of how clean it is, and just how classy the lighting. It's not like Vegas-y like the other cities where there's just LED, like not that it's tacky, but you know, it's really cool and beautiful. But this is just really beautiful. Like all the trees have like moss hanging down on them, and you can see that there's like greenery all over everything, and the lighting is really classy. This is beautiful square here. I'm not sure if the whole city is like this. If it is, then this is the most beautiful city in the world, but this square is very impressive. Also, we got the same Meituan, Didi, and Hello Bike all over here, so we're good. We can ride bikes everywhere. And this is great. I knew Chengdu. When I watch these videos on YouTube for comprehensible input, it's for beginner learning languages, right? It's basically like somebody who is Chinese, and they like baby talk. They say, this is an apple or whatever. And as I get into the lower intermediate, I'm not good by any means, but in the lower intermediate videos, they're a lot more practical. So for example, that's how I knew about the trains. Lazy Chinese, who's an awesome YouTuber. If you are learning Chinese, subscribe to Lazy Chinese. But a lot of them have gone to Chengdu as like vlogs. I forget, Talking Red has gone to Chengdu for vlogs. Another one went to Chengdu, and these are like Chinese people who live in China, and they vacation to Chengdu, and they consistently say Chengdu is unbelievable. People who live in China, grew up in China, they go on vacation to Chengdu, and that's why I wanted to go here, because Chinese people, like for example, if you are in the United States, the first time somebody goes to Chicago, they go, oh wow, I didn't know it was like that, it's awesome. That's kind of the vibe I was getting with Chengdu, is that people from China would go here and they'd say, this blew my expectations away. Check out this building. There's police up here too. I don't think I'm supposed to be up here, maybe. It's a museum. This is the museum. The Chengdu Museum. They didn't seem to have a problem with me being up there. I think they just work there at the museum. Across the street now on the other side of the square, Tianfu Square. There's a KFC, a Pizza Hut, and a Starbucks. I'm not exactly sure how I am supposed to get past this. Oh, here's an underpass here. Okay. There's a Family Mart. I might go buy a snack there. I should probably eat something. So you can exit here directly from the subway, which would have been more efficient. But I also wouldn't have seen that square like that. Okay, I think I'm going to Li Hua Street. Hua means flower. I don't know what that Li means. I've seen 0 foreigners in this city, by the way. Not one. I think that might be the first time. Maybe in Nanjing I didn't see a foreigner on the train. But there were a lot of people on this train. And I saw 0 foreigners. So I think this might be a less common Westerner destination. There's a McDonald's here. That's the second McDonald's I've seen in the square, I believe. It's 2 McDonald's. So this Tianfu Hoot behind me is another separate mall, separate than the one that's in the middle of that square right there. This is like a mall. So there's an underground mall and then a mall here. A lot of malls. Somebody commented on my video from Nanjing where I was talking about how these scooter people take their batteries out to charge them. And he or she commented that actually they plug them in. But I don't see how that is logistically feasible at all. Like, right now is not a good example of it, but in Nanjing and Hangzhou and parts of Shanghai, it's literally 5 deep for 100 meters. Then there's an intersection, another, like just millions of these scooters. And I've seen some charging stations, but not nearly enough for these people to charge every day at least once. I don't think that that person was right. Maybe I'm missing some kind of super station, but I've been around a lot of these streets now in a lot of the Chinese cities, and I'm pretty sure they take the battery out and bring it into their apartment to charge it. So maybe I'm missing something, but if you see this and you know what the answer, comment, how are that many people parking near a charger? Because I just don't see it. I don't see how that's possible. You guys think that is maybe my hotel right there? This Marriott? Maybe when I get to my hotel I'll look up how much that one is a night. It's probably not cheap. I think I paid 41. The base price was 37 for a regular room, and because I've been buying a lot of stuff on trip.com, it had like a bonus, and for $41 I can get like the super room. So I did that. It's another, I don't know, $10 for the 3 nights that I'm staying. I'm pretty interested to see what it's like. So this is not a home inn. It's, I don't know if it's a chain or like a boot. It says boutique. That usually means it's just like they own one hotel. So we'll see how it is. But I gotta say, this is a friggin' cool area. This is why if you come to China and you're using trip.com to look for a hotel, click on the locations. So you click on hotel, and then you can filter by a bunch of stuff. Filter by locations, and then it tells you the percentage of people that select each location. And every single city I've been in, that location has been like the top area to stay in, except for Shanghai. Shanghai, I did not want to stay in the Bund. I wanted to stay in the French concession, which that was the right choice. That was super cool place. The Bund was cool, but French concession was way cooler. And look at this. This is where we're staying. Our hotel's like a block away or something, so this is pretty sweet. Also, we've seen these honey snowman tea stores everywhere. This is like the mothership. Look at that one. They're usually a little hole in the walls, and this one's gigantic. I'm gonna walk in there for sure, and we'll film it either today or tomorrow and see what it's like. I'm not drinking one though. I don't like that sugar drink, tea, milk stuff. It's not my thing. So there's a tunnel and there's an overpass. I'm not sure if I can see an exit tunnel there. So I'm gonna take the overpass because I can definitely see the overpass crosses. But it's possible that this tunnel, you could either do either one maybe. You could do the tunnel or the overpass. Maybe. Not sure. There's a huge pit here. Looks like they're gonna build a big skyscraper or something. You can see like the concrete scaffolding on the side. This looks like a nightclub. We got another overpass. There's apartments right here. I think that means China Central Broadcasting. I'm not sure. CCB. Looks like a serious building. I believe this is one of the cell phone company cars. Xiamen or Huawei. I guess it's Zeekr. If you saw the other videos and you go to a mall here, just like in America they have cell phone company stores, but the two major cell phone, well, there's three major cell phone companies here: Oppo, Xiaomi, and Huawei. And Xiaomi and Huawei make electric cars, and they are awesome. Like, better than the best Tesla looking. To me, I'm not a car guy, but they look really, really cool. I was watching that Marquez Brownlee video. He's like a big tech YouTuber guy. He reviews a lot of tech stuff and cars, and he's got like the fastest Tesla ever or something. He reviewed the Xiaomi car, and I guess imported to I don't know what it costs here, but imported to the United States, it was like $45,000, which is about how much it costs for a new car in the United States. And he said it's basically like driving a $100,000 car. Everything about it is premium, and I'm interested in how many yuan it is there. When you go to the store, they have these guys in suits that are next to all the cars, and they allow you to, I don't know if you can test drive them, but they stand next to the cars and like tell you about them, and they don't like you filming it. I filmed a little bit of it, but since then they've told me to stop. stop filming the cars. That was kind of a stupid road crossing for me. That was sketchy. A lot of cars and scooters flying all over. There's no stoplight there or pedestrian traffic light. I think we're close. We're kind of far away from the square now. I'm just hoping this is not like a Hangzhou situation where if you see the Hangzhou video, the route to the hotel is crazy. This one's not as bad because it's overpasses, so it's harder to get lost, but it is a little bit of a loopy path so far. I see the sign for it behind this big green barrier thing, which is a little strange. I'm gonna walk and see if I can figure out where the lobby is. There's a bird in here in the lobby. He lives here. I made it. There was a white guy in the lobby who spoke fluent Chinese. I don't know if he was an American or not, but he was fluent, which is really cool. Hopefully one day I'll get there. This is off the elevator. All right, here we go. So this room did not have the power slider thing, but I feel like the lights just turned out. Okay, so you don't need the power slider for this room. So this is a sweet room for sure, obviously. This is way bigger than the other ones. And it's got a window with an actual view. Let's see. Okay, that's pretty cool. Well, I'll turn the lights off later and show it. You can kind of just see my dumb head. But this looks really nice. Wow, $41. Got some soda in there. What? Is there 2 showers? Oh no, that's the toilet. What's this? It's like a cushion. There's a cushion. Here's some kind of foot soaking bath they talked about. If you're down with that, I think I might skip that one. Whoa, that's a big shower. This is as big as my Shanghai room. This is a huge shower. You would pay in America in a city like this $400 a night, I'd say, for an upgraded big room like this. Easily. And here, every hotel in Florida, in China has these slippers, but in this upgraded room, it's got these like recovery sandals here, which I'm definitely gonna keep if I'm allowed to. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to keep them, but these are pretty sweet for walking around. Pretty nice. Short mitt. Not quite sure where that is. And then all the hotels have this fragrance thing, but I've never been able to figure it out. I plug it in, I push the button. It hasn't worked. We got some earplugs here. I'm a big earplugs guy. Pretty cool. Okay, just left the hotel. Had some water and some cashews, so I'm feeling good. It's currently 7:45, and I got a Hello bike here. And I'm heading to the IFS Panda, which is supposed to be pretty cool. Actually, look at this dog right here. Hello! It's like an anime dog. And it's like a giant panda climbing a building. So my GPS is not guiding me in the right direction right now. It doesn't really know what direction I'm facing. So I might need to pull over and make sure I can fix that, but that's where I'm headed. This crosswalk for this road is just in the middle of the road, like where you start, you're just like in the center of the intersection. It's kind of sketchy. chaos. That was interesting. Big market in there. I'm gonna walk in there after the panda. It's a huge building right here on the left. Huge. This must be a museum. That is the opera building. So that is a giant panda climbing a mall. Unless there's another one, that's got to be where we're going. Somewhere here, maybe near the square or something, there is a like this 3D TV ad that pops out and has pandas and stuff all over, so I might try to find that. But look at this square. There's a big luxury mall inside this. I'm here, so I'm going to walk into the mall here. Even though if you see the other videos, there's a lot of malls in them, but it's called IFS. So we'll check it out, see what's going on in here. It's like a lot of luxury brands and things. a coyote. I'm pretty sure that's a coyote that that guy's got. Or it's the most coyote looking dog I've ever seen in my life. I think that's a coyote. So this area is called Taikoo Li, Taikoo Street. It's a big pedestrian walking area. The car stop there is barricaded, so it's just walking only. It's massive. I don't know if the camera's really picking up how big this is, but it's really big. There's a subway station that goes right into this. As much as I've been in a bunch of malls, this one's actually pretty impressive. The lights are really pretty, and what's weird is that there's multiple versions of the store,
close by. I think there's like 3 Prada stores, like one in the mall, one in that giant block outside, and then one in this little sort of Christmas village they got going on here. And I've seen like a lot of these, like there's Chanel. That's like the 3rd Chanel that I've seen here. So a lot of very affluent shopping in this area. It seems like this city so far, maybe it's just the region that I'm in, but there's a lot of, it seems like there's a lot of money in this area. Even just the cars driving around are like very, very expensive cars.
Looks like there's a little market over here.
Natural perfume. 我只放了10斤。啊，你以前好多了，以前90多斤，90斤。
比那个鸡啊，可能差不多吧，应该汁儿。
反正你看那个。
We've reached the end. I'm gonna backtrack and go to that other half of the Li because it looked like it was some cool stuff over there.
As impressive as all this is, I want to check out that one section and then get out of this area because it's really cool lights, but it's just retail, right? Which is fine, but I've seen a lot of shopping places here in China, and I want something that's authentically Chengdu, so we're going to look for that.
I think this is the billboard that can do 3D. I'm pretty sure. When I was watching Talking Red's Chinese videos for Chengdu, it was a 90-degree angle display like this. So I've been watching it for about 90 seconds and I haven't seen a 3D ad yet. I'm not sure if this is the one or if you just have to wait for the right ad. But it's something like that. Like this 90-degree turn display. And it's like a crazy 3D augmented reality type thing. I think these people might be waiting for it. I think it is 3D and they're waiting for the 3D section. Look at that. It's like a 3D water bottle. Popping out. That's the one that's the water that they give you in the DDs. In the premium DD. They give you those Gantine water bottles. So this place up here, Dicos, D-I-C-O-S, is one of the fast food places that I want to try while I'm in China. Maybe I'll eat there now. Dicos. It's like fried chicken, I guess, or something like that. It's only here in China. And in Xiamen, there was one of them, but it was like an hour away by Didi. Actually, I don't know where that is. Oh, there it is. It's up top. Dico. Looks like we're getting to the end of it. The next stop's a little bit less chaotic. It's a bridge in a park, I think. I should eventually probably eat food. I'm not quite sure why I'm not hungry at all. I haven't eaten really for like 24 hours. And I walked a ton yesterday. I'm not sure. There's another Dicos. Maybe it's a sign. I'll go check out what's on the menu. It's like fried chicken.
What I really want to do is find one of those stick restaurants where I get to pick out the stick, all the sticks that you want, and they make them. There used to be a place in Chicago, there might still be, it was called like Firehouse. But it was basically a stir-fry joint on Wabash maybe, in the Loop. And you pick out like all the vegetables and meat that you want and you put it into this bowl. and then they stir fry it up with either rice or noodles. And the stick restaurant's kind of like that. You pick out the sticks that you want, and you put them on a plate, and then you just hand them over to the person, and they fry them, or maybe they grill them. I'm not exactly sure how they cook them. Maybe each like stick is different. Look at how big that place is on me. And you eat the stick, the meat sticks. That's what I really want. There were a ton of those restaurants in Hangzhou, but I haven't really seen a lot since. I've seen people selling the sticks to walk around and eat, but I want to get like 10 sticks. I don't want to walk with them all. Like, I don't know how you do that, but I want to sit down and eat a bunch of the meat sticks at a stick restaurant. Maybe I could find it on A-Maps, but I don't even know what I would search. Stick, maybe? I don't know. But they look really good. The stick in Shanghai, maybe it was Suzhou, the one that was the octopus feet, is still the best one that I've had. It was so good. And the red meat sticks, every time I got one from a vendor, just the guys out in the street carts or whatever, it's been super undercooked. Like, not raw meat, I mean not rare, but legitimately raw, like raw meat, and the outside's just like seared a bit, but like inedible basically. So I don't want to go, spend another $4 on one of those again. So I'm on the lookout for a stick restaurant. If not, I'll try to grab something that's authentic looking, because if you see the first or second Shanghai video, at the very end, I eat at this restaurant, and they have this cold beef with these vegetables and spices, and by far my entire China trip, hands down, that was the best thing that I ate. What I did was, I had been eating at like wherever I could buy food at, because I didn't set up Meituan correctly. And finally, when I set it up on the last night, I wanted to get the most authentic, like hole-in-the-wall Chinese restaurant. And so I rode the city bike around, and I looked for where all the delivery drivers were eating. Because those guys, these Meituan guys, they get delivery from everywhere. They know every single restaurant in the whole city. And where those guys eat is good. And so I went to go find one, and it was this really small place. It was just like a mom and pop. Literally, I think it was a married couple, and the whole outside, you could barely get into the restaurant because it was totally packed with guys on their scooters eating food outside from the restaurant that they had just bought. So, man, it was so good. And I asked the people on the plane today, because they were looking at my videos when I was editing and asking me about my trip. They were just curious. Look at these statues, by the way. Look at this. And I was trying to ask them what that is, and they said, honestly, it's just beef with vegetables, but they just made it really good. Like, you're probably not going to get another thing like that again. So, oh man, it was so good though. It was like lime, strong lime, but spicy lime. I don't know how to describe. I've never had anything in the United States even remotely similar to it. It was really good. The next stop is Anshan Bridge, and I actually need to be on that side of the road. But this is the street that when I first got into Chengdu, I was doing the overpasses, so I can't cross this street on the bike, right? Because there's like multiple sets of stairs. So, oh, here's that honey store I said I was going to go in. Look at this thing. Everybody's eating ice cream in there. It's a little cold for ice cream. Very few overweight people in China compared to the United States. And I think I read somewhere it's like a genetic ability to metabolize carbohydrates like rice. Because the food here, and they eat a lot of it, is not necessarily healthy. It's a lot of fried stuff. Every time you get like a beef jerky or just like meat, it'll have sugar on it. The beef jerky here is like packed with sugar. So I think maybe it's a lot of genetics. Maybe it's they're walking around a lot. I'm not quite sure, but you see very few overweight people. Like, for example, I just saw a pretty overweight guy, and it stood out to me, right? Because I just remember that you really are not seeing a lot of overweight people at all. The Maps app is telling me to take a left turn in this gigantic intersection. Like diagonally across that. Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna take a straight, then a right or something. So this city does not have the same level of infrastructure for bikes as the other ones. Like, this was a bike lane and now it's just like a park lane. It's kind of sketchy. There's a bridge right here, and it looks like there's a cool little park along the river here. This little walking path where you see these couples walking. There's aunties dancing over there. I think it's a Rolls Royce or something.
放慢了步调，感觉像是喝醉了，终于找到心有灵犀的美好，一辈子暖暖的好，我永远爱你到老。
阿姨说昨晚上有个人拍到来把火花当时我们想起来那个酒吧海螺丝。哦，那个是你。
太棒！條網呢，睇個鼻啊，大哥，打下佢頭先，睇個面動啊，
This place is absolutely packed with stuff to look at. So I'm trying to figure out the strategies. I was just on that side of the bridge, and in the center of this bridge is a restaurant. And then on this side is like sort of like a bazaar of random shops and stuff. And on that other side where I just was, where there was that big Christmas display, way back in there's a huge crowd of people with lights and something cool going on back there. So I'm gonna check out this side and then head back over to that side and see what's going on. This is a really cool, I like this much better than Panda retail place we just went. This is a really cool spot.
some kind of spa treatment with their ears. Look at that. They're digging into people's ears. And it's on camera. It's pretty gross. All of these have live music in them. So all the barkers outside here of these bars are real aggressive. They follow you and say, Chinese beer, which is not common here. I haven't really gotten that a lot. Some of the smaller market places, the bazaars will say, oh, hey, eat here, you know, just because they want patronage. But these guys just standing out here are a little bit more aggressive. Kind of like if you've ever been to Mexico, it's like that. But it's cool. So this road here is a lot of like sort of Western style looking pub places, and live music in all of them, and drinking and beer and stuff. This girl's pretty good, actually. This girl's good. No pijo. But now I'm gonna head back the other way and check out the little park on the north, on the other side of this, and then cross the bridge again and go see what's going on with that, like a festival kind of thing. Like back in there's a ton of people with cool lights and stuff. This is a cool area. I like this a lot. And then I think after this I'm going to find something to eat, and then that'll be the end of tonight. And then after that, what's up? Hello. People love this camera. And then, yeah, tomorrow I have a full day. I'm not sure if I'm doing the Panda research base tomorrow or the next day. I'm going to decide probably in the morning, but that's like one of the main reasons I'm coming here. I think it's 1 hour away. There's a bus, basically, like a shuttle that takes you to the Panda research thing, and then there's hikes up there. It's like near the mountain. And in Lazy Chinese, and in one of her videos, she was saying that the largest hot pot restaurant in the world is in Chengdu, at the base of the mountain where the research base is. So maybe we'll hit all three of those things, where we'll do the world's biggest hot pot, and they have this crazy fruit that you can only get in China. It's like it looks like a mango kind of. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's a fruit that they only have in China. So we'll do the Chinese fruit and the hot pot and the research base and a hike at the mountain where the research base is, ideally. I'm not exactly sure how the hike works, but I know the research base is something we can do. So I'm really excited. Oh yeah, I don't think I ever mentioned this in the video, but I don't actually drink alcohol, so that's one of the reasons I'm not going to these bars and stuff. Not because I had a problem with it or I'm recovering, you know, it's just not for me. So as much as those bars look kind of cool, I'm not going to go in there. And they probably expect you to buy a couple drinks, and it's just, I don't drink. So I do definitely want to find some good food though, which is better than drinking. And I think I see the park up here. It's past these shops that we've passed before, and then on the other side is that like a market, or I don't know what it is. don't know if you can see that, but those tables there had like, I don't know, 3 people sitting at them, and they had like 20 shot glasses. I think, yeah, look at that. There's a whole stack of these shot glasses. These people are drinking a lot. Everyone, look at that. Wow. I'm curious how much alcohol is in China. In the United States, the last time I was out with my friends drinking years ago, a shot of alcohol was like $10 more or something. So I wonder how much it is here. This area around the bridge is a lot of bars, basically. This is like a nightlife area for sure. So if you're in Chengdu and you're looking for like a bars and some clubs and stuff, this is the place to be. There's like young girls everywhere, groups of guys drinking. Looks like it's pretty fun. So it is now the mission to find something to eat. I'm friggin' hungry now, so the first sit-down restaurant that looks pretty good, I'm just gonna go to it and check it out, see what they got, and then probably back to the hotel. Also, the YouTube comments are really flattering. I bought this camera just so that I remember the trip, and I honestly thought I was gonna get 0 views, and I just thought that, hey, you know, YouTube is a good way to sort of make sure that I don't accidentally lose the footage and can't see it anymore. If I want to show my mom or something, or if I'm with friends and I want to talk about the trip, I could, you know, pull up the YouTube link, and that would be an easy way for me to share my experience. But people are actually watching them, which I didn't expect that at all, and some of the comments are really nice. One person commented that they like that I don't speak as much, and then it's mostly just filming, so now I'm like self-conscious about whether I need to shut up and talk less. So let me know if you see this part, if I'm talking too much, and I'll shut up. But a lot of the comments that I make on here are mostly just so that when I watch back in a year or two or something, I can remember what I was thinking at the time, or if I send it to my dad
my dad doesn't text, and so I kind of want to talk at the camera so that he can, you know, he can hear what I have to say. Like if my mom's watching the video and she wants to ask me something about China, she'll text me and I'll respond instantly. So yeah, these videos are mostly just for me, but it's really cool that people are watching. Hopefully not too many people watch, because that'd be a little bit weird. I don't want to I don't know how I feel about that, but I appreciate all the comments. They really make me feel nice. This is fun. He wants those balloons that are in that pit. Okay, so I found a spot. It's Old Lady Fang's Motherfoot. And they have like meat and beef. Fang serves meat. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna eat here. Okay, so I got the first dish. It comes out like 3 minutes after you order it. But I had another problem ordering it again. Even though I have Meituan and Dianping, it doesn't load the checkout. When you click checkout, so you can add all the food to your cart, but then when you click checkout to go to your cart, it doesn't load. The loading bar completes and then it just indefinitely stays on a blank screen. So I think I need to figure out how to use the Meituan app directly or something, and the Dianping app directly, because it's just, the inconsistency of going to a restaurant is a real bummer. So it has nothing to do with the verification code or international SMS text. It's just loading Meituan in the mini app of Alipay or WeChat. I tried both. I can both allow me to put stuff in my cart, but I can't go to checkout. So. Okay, so that place is definitely the second best spot I've eaten at. The number one is still the Shanghai cold beef thing, the mystery dish that we'll never find again. But that place was friggin' good. And there was a really friendly guy on the other table who was chatting with me. He was very drunk, so he wanted me to go out and drink beer with him, but I was like, no, I'm tired. And so yeah, it was very good. But the vibe in this city, and I've been to 3 different places now, is a lot of bars, and there's a lot of drunk men walking around, which isn't inherently dangerous, but the vibe's a little bit, it's not sketchy, but there's a lot of drunk adult men walking around this city. So that the guy in the restaurant who was drunk, he said that people come here to drink. It's like a drinking city. There's a lot of bars. It's known for that. So just if you're coming here, if you do like to go out to bars, it's a great city for that. But maybe if you're like a woman and you're traveling alone and it's 11:30 at night, just be aware that there's like drunk men walking around, a lot of them. And these barkers outside of some of the bars, they seem to be, a few of them seem to be pretty drunk too. So it's just a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more alcohol. If you've ever been to a college town in America, I guess it's kind of the same, where there's just, it's not that drunk, like people aren't falling over themselves here. But yeah, there's a lot of drinking. And it's getting late, so the only people out are the ones that are still drinking. So I'll definitely remember that for tomorrow in case I want to get something to eat. I won't wait until 11 o'clock at night again and go near where the bars are. But that Grandma's Foot or Mama's Foot, whatever the name of that place was awesome. And I knew it was going to be good because all the guys eating in there were sitting in silence, even at tables with groups of them, smoking cigarettes. Which I was like, okay, this is how I know this place is going to be good. Because they're just there. They're like, look, we know this is the best spot. We're just going to smoke these cigarettes and sit in silence, even though we know each other and eat. So it did not disappoint. And now I'm full. Chibala. So I'm headed back to the hotel. I hope I don't need to take too many of those overpasses again because that was a little confusing. But I think that was a successful first night. We flew on the first domestic, well, first and only probably, unless I change the plans for one of the cities. The first and only domestic flight. Landed in Chengdu, saw that awesome Tianfu Square. Wow. That was just crazy. It's cool to come out of a city and the first thing as you come out of the escalator on the metro to see something like that, boom, just hits you like, okay, this is a cool city. So even though a lot of the other stuff was retail, it was beautiful, you know. It was really nicely decorated with the lights. I hope it showed up on camera how big that place was. But yeah, that's great. And so tomorrow I'm excited. I'm going to wake up, see if it's a good day to do the pandas. If it's not, we have another day on top of this day where I can do so I'll do the pandas either tomorrow or the next day. But that's supposed to be really fun. Hopefully I'm not going the wrong way. Okay, looks like I'm going the right way. All right, back to the hotel.